Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, September 15th, 2017 by Gaia Bloomy. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I revel in the experience of my holiness or my wholeness and the holiness of this moment. Holiness and wholeness interchange depending on what works for you. I usually look at the energy mantra right before I record, and I didn't. I wrote it like a few minutes ago, and I didn't. I was like, oh, I lost it. What was it? This is the energy today. Getting caught up in the revelations of our wholeness. Now, we're building into something that I think is what we're going to be mostly feeling today. Mahalo tale. We have Mercury building to a conjunction, a connection with Mars in Virgo energy. So Mercury in Virgo is already highlighting and lighting up our thought, mental energy. Mars will just amp that up even more. Anytime planets come together in a conjunction or any kind of connection really, but especially conjunction, I liken it to children. So I always say, like, one child in the room, you know, they can be relatively noisy. You add a child and it multiplies, and it's like, oh my gosh, what happened? Like, the noise level was here and now it's like here. It doubles, it triples, and that, you know, gets further amplified by other energies. But Mercury and Mars amplifying each other is really amplifying our thoughts, but it's also amplifying our motivation and what is driving us, our drive, our alignment with our passion. And so to me, this is going to be a very important time to align our consciousness with our motivation, our consciousness with our passion, our consciousness and what we're thinking with where it is we want to go, what we're thinking with our wholeness, with our holy state, and acknowledging that energy to help vitally move us forward in and through this energy. Now, the other thing that we have that we're building into is we're building into the dark of the moon. We're building into the dark of the moon with the moon shifting into Leo later in the evening. There's a lot of other stuff that I want to get into, but these feel like the important aspects in and of this for me. And the thing that came to me as I was thinking about, dark of the moon in Leo, it's a quote by Thoreau, I believe, that basically says, the only remedy for love is to love more. And we need to remember that as we move into this Mars and Mercury energy, what's motivating us, what's driving us, what are we connecting our mind into? And then we have this strong love energy with the moon shifting into Leo. And we have Venus and the North Node parting ways. They've just been holding this space together with each other, lighting up our destiny in alignment with love. But with this dark of the moon in Leo, remembering this quote, the only remedy for love is to love more. So as you align with your passion, as you align your mental energy with your vital purpose within you, with this motivation, please, again, take this love with you. The only remedy for love is to love more. And this will just help glow, light the way as you move along in and through this energy. Now, before that, we have the moon finishing up in Cancer, and that moon finishing up in Cancer is making several connections through the day. We have the sun beginning the connections with the moon 22 degrees. Now, this to me is just more of the shedding. I had such an amazing realization today, and it's one of those ahas that's an aha of, well, I already know this thing, but whoa, it hit me in this other way today. And so you may have those kinds of things coming through for you to help you make this shift. Cats are acting crazy, of course, right now off camera. They are acting like Mercury and Mars right now, exactly like Mercury and Mars. All right, so the moon is then going to align with Jupiter. This is an interesting connection. Moon in Cancer square Jupiter in Libra. 24 degrees. This is about finding balance. But this really, to me, resonates with one of the cards I have. I have the laziness card in reverse. And when we have a square, a square just shows us, there is some resistance coming up. There may be some kind of challenge or obstacle that we have to face in and through this energy. With this laziness card, with this connection, it spoke to me about being complacent in our journey. And that's kind of what this card is, what Osho talks about. It's like, no, you're not there yet. Don't get complacent. And sometimes we can get so complacent in what we view to be our comfort. Moon in Cancer wants to be comfortable. And yet Jupiter in Libra is always guiding us deeper into the balance of listening to ourselves, the balance of owning our self-love, of being responsible for our personal self-love. So this is one of those things to notice today in the wholeness and the holiness of this moment, in the wholeness that is being revealed to you moment to moment. I don't have the moment-to-moment card. I had to look. I was like, do I have moment-to-moment? No. But where it is that we may be acting complacent to these places where we're like, I'm uncomfortable, but I'm comfortable in my complacency. With that square, we may have to find that, and we may have to shift that balance. Now, what I love, the universe always has solutions for us. What I love is that Venus is also tuning in to Jupiter today. So Venus is just amping up that self-love energy. Venus in Leo is amping up the solar plexus energy and being like, okay, self-love. Self-love is the key. I'm going to amp this up. I'm going to trust this. And I'm going to move in alignment with this soul motivation, with this passion to align myself with my highest good, to not get into this complacent state, because I am ready, and the universe is picking me like a raw juicy plum, apparently, off of the tree. That's what just came through. So, yes, you're ready. Trust that. Own that. Listen to the spark of light within you. All right. So Venus is supporting that. That may also be good for some outside relationships, that Venus sextile Jupiter connection happening. So you may find some outside relationships lighting up with that. Before the moon shifts into Leo, one last thing that we have is the moon connecting to Uranus and Chiron. I love that Chiron and Uranus are so close, because it's like, all right, here we have the Uranus energy, and Uranus energy can be uncomfortable. Uranus isn't afraid of being uncomfortable. Uranus is like, yeah, if this discomfort is going to motivate you to shift out of your complacency, absolutely. What I love about Chiron, though, is Chiron holds that space, and like, whatever it is that you need healing, the healing is being offered. As long as you show up, as long as you're honest about these places where you may be being complacent. And then offer gratitude for the experience of them, because nothing that we go through is a mistake. There's a reason, there's a purpose, there's a healing behind everything that we go through, and we spend so much time beating up ourselves for these experiences that we go through, but this is what it is it's experiencing. What we need to be vigilant about is where we do get complacent and where we stop ourselves in the journey, because the weight of our judgment on ourselves holds us back. And we forget, okay, this is my life to experience, to experiment, and I'm going to trust it. Then, like I said, the moon will shift into Leo, bringing us deeper into the dark of the moon. Now, between this Mercury-Mars conjunction, which is building, it's going to happen at like 12 a.m. So you may find sleep does not necessarily come easily, that it's like, at night, like the brain going off. But keep realigning your mind and its judgments and all of the things that it has to say about your personal experience. Keep aligning it with your heart, and remember in the back of your mind, the only remedy for love is to love more. And also remember to revel in the experience of your wholeness. The experience of your wholeness is all of these things that we consider experiencing. All these things, good, bad, beautiful, ugly, pucey or pinky, whatever. All of these things are part of the experience and necessary in and of your soul growth. Your work is not getting stuck or complacent. So, to finish up with the cards in and through this energy, the courage of your love, the courage of your heart. Let that energy keep shining forth and motivating you and moving you beyond the burden. I have the burden card. And like I said, with Mars and Mercury amping each other up, the mind is going to be very noisy, and the mind has been conditioned. The mind is probably one of the easiest things to condition. It's not as easy to condition the heart. You absolutely can't condition the soul. But the mind, we spend our lives being trained how to condition our mind by listening to all of these other authorities. So this is the place where we really have to be vigilant about getting complacent, Getting complacent about the energy of the mind and not letting us take it to those places, but instead letting the mind be inspired by the heart and letting the mind be inspired by the soul, which can never, that spark of the soul can never be put out. To finish up, speaking of the spark of the soul, speaking of the solar plexus energy and tuning into that energy, I have Radiance, the summer solstice, and I'm going to read part of this. When you are in love with life, you naturally radiate love. During this part of your cycle, your capacity to love is greatly amplified. In one of those supreme ironies of life, the more love you give, the more it returns to you. It starts by allowing the radiant being you truly are to be expressed into the world. Smile a little bit more. Notice the beauty of nature. See the human in the See the humor in the paradoxes of life. See the human in the paradoxes of life. Why not? Show your love, especially to those whom you are closest. Then smile even more and watch how the world around you lights up. The only remedy for love is to love more. Dig in, shine, let your shine be seen, and keep realigning with you, with your soul, and with this energy, and see where it is that this energy takes you. So, that's it for today. Book a reading if you want to dive deeper into your personal chart, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.